Dancing with Ghosts says, I'm here to simp. Cool.
What's up, everybody? Simping for Mike Matei's girlfriend here, but less importantly, Rex Viper put on another live show. It's like this weird wormhole that I'm in, where criticizing Rex Viper is just as nostalgic as James Rolfe. It kind of feels like home at this point. It's a tradition that I don't want to take for granted. Telling me not to criticize the guy who made a whole career out of criticizing other people's work seems more than a little ironic, wouldn't you say? The nerd derived pleasure out of criticizing shitty games. The ghost derives pleasure out of criticizing shitty concert performances. Stick around as we delve into the latest Rex Viper experience. This is Dancing with Ghosts.
Take the stage in 1 second. Give it up for Rex Viper. All right, let's go.
Three hours later.
So Rex Viper has crashed Toronto's Fan Expo Weekend, yet another gaming convention where the audience is baked in. The attendance is all but guaranteed. The symbiotic pairing of Rex Viper with gaming conventions is tantamount to pairing Corey Feldman's band with a lineup of freaks and weirdos. We start off 2024's first performance from Rex Viper with yet another awkward stage introduction.
Check. Wait, from Toronto, how are you doing tonight?
The band unceremoniously enters the stage with their backing track taking much longer than expected. British James tries hard to be a good frontman and to get the crowd hyped.
We're Rex Viper. We play workout music for nuts. I hope you got that ready. Oh, I'm ready.
But yet again, this band fails at executing a seamless transition from entering the stage to actually performing.
Toronto, are you ready to party with us tonight?
After British James says, "Toronto, do you want to party with us tonight?" It literally should have been a 1, 2, 3, 4 right into the first song, but this is Rex Viper we're dealing with. So, much like attempting to undo a girl's bra for the first time, this whole thing has to start awkwardly with no sense of direction. As far as Mr. Lead Singer goes, we're still not lowering the fucking key. This dude will no longer have a voice if he keeps singing this way. But wait! He actually kind of sort of learned to let the keyboard play the melody and he sing a lower harmony. Maybe there's some growth after all. In my previous videos about this band, I really harped on how the lead guitar player seemed so impressive in the Rex Viper music videos, but then sucked ass live. Well, on a semi-positive note, it seems like he's at least trying. Yet, even still, when you take a song such as Sticker Brush Symphony from Donkey Kong Country 2, which has a defined guitar part, and just kind of play what the keyboardist is playing, it's definitely a big cop-out. This is how it's supposed to be played. Now, let's focus on James Rolfe, old Bimmy himself. Whoever is filming this particular video didn't seem to care all that much about old Bames. The filming focuses on everybody but James. I guess it doesn't help that James always seemed to find the darkest, most tucked away spot on the stage at any given point. And if the same set list and video projections weren't enough, James blesses us with a completely new, on the spectrum show of excitement that I like to call the Frog Stomp. Yeah, that's when you're really in the fucking zone and you've never watched videos of your own performance, so maybe you can critique what looks good and what looks fucking lame. I'd say the Frog Stomp is pretty goddamn close to the Duck Walk, so the price of me having to watch these videos is worth it just so I can get a new James Rolfe stage move that nobody in their right mind would ever do. For someone who claims to love heavy metal bands like Iron Maiden and Metallica,
I had time to actually listen to every one of these Iron Maiden CDs, plus the live albums.
James sure as shit has no reference points for how to move on stage when playing rock music. Nobody does this, James. Man, I hate to be the one to have to expose this to the world, but literally nobody does this move. And you'd be wise to have someone in your camp that is in the music world to tell you, hey dude, that looks like not cool. Like literally never do that move on stage ever again. When James Rolfe finally addresses the audience, he does so in such a diminished, I don't want to be in the spotlight kind of way.
Hey, Mugent himself, how you liking Toronto so far? It's great to see you.
Oh, it's been great. Great to be back, and everybody's been awesome.
It almost makes me think this guy is becoming more and more reclusive. He genuinely hates dealing with the general public. And I'm right there with you, James. Unfortunately, we're not private citizens anymore. You especially more so than me. Let me make that crystal clear. But yeah, you are a public figure. So don't be surprised when people are weirded out by how little you actually want to interact with the general public and your bizarre frog stomps and duck walks. What's up, everybody? Editing Bay Josh here. I don't know why I didn't mention it in the video, but yes, their gear is, I believe, borrowed. If you look on stage, I want to say they borrowed a lot of the gear from the Cybertronic, the band that played after them. If you look at the bass drum head that the drummer's using, it even says Cybertronic Spree on the head. I think they really only brought their guitars and their keyboards and shit. James and the other James, they have decent amps, but I don't think that they're their amps. I think it's the other band's amps. And then if you look on the other side of the stage, there's something that's mic'd. There's a guitar, like a boutique amp that's mic'd, but I don't think anyone in Rex Viper is using it. Or if they are, it's probably the keyboardist, because you don't mic a bass cab, you DI out from a bass cab. In another picture, you can see this tiny ass little practice amp next to that mic'd amp on stage left, and I believe that to be the bass player's amp still. That same practice bedroom amp that we saw from the very first show is the same one that they use on stage to this day. James, I know you make probably about $1,000 a day from your legacy videos. Just buy a fucking proper bass amp for your bass player and proper amps for yourselves. Alright, back to the video. Now, let's get into some miscellaneous shit that went wrong during the gig. At some point in the show, Dino needed a line check on his keyboard.
Can we just get a bit of a line check on the keys? Just need a little bit more keys in the monitor, and you can put it through this one as well.
A line check, by the way, is basically when you play your instrument just to make sure it's coming through the house speakers. Again, all your stuff was pre-staged before you got on stage. I would take that to mean that there was already a line check before anyone arrived in the actual venue. Why are you having to do this now in front of a live audience? But as this awkward moment begins to marinate, his keyboard just seems to not work at all.
That's something that I'm telling each and every one of you. Each and every one of you, get up here. Put more keyboards in this monitor. One of them is not funny. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very well-rehearsed part of the show. It's actually my favorite.
Leaving the poor, inexperienced frontman to pick up the pieces and fill the silence with words. They finally get to the keyboard working, but it's barely audible. At some point, I guess since the band is in Toronto, the drummer does this.
Friends, how you doing? I'm so grateful you all came out tonight.
All right, a little nod to one of my favorite bands of all time, Rush. He's playing the intro to YYZ. Quite clever, if I may say so, and seemingly nobody got the reference. But I did, drummer guy. I did. I will say, for a six-piece band, these guys sound awfully thin most of the time. I don't know, I just figure with 2 guitar players, a drummer, a bassist, a keyboardist, a singer, I mean, that's basically Rammstein live, and they sound full as fuck. I know, what a blasphemous comparison. What the fuck have I been reduced to here? So the Rex Viper show ends in easily one of the most awkward ways I've seen a show end for this band thus far. Though their gear was all pre-staged and ready when Rex Viper made their triumphant entrance, there was no budget for roadies after the fact, so the band had to pack their own shit up.
Speed running. Yeah, man, did it around. I'm Word Blur, and I'm back to help change over. We still feeling all right? We're getting loose? We still feeling loose? Yeah, all right, good. I know the Spree, I just got a transmission from Shockwave. They're getting ready. They just got stopped over on Skylinks.
This is kind of the Rockstar Rule 101. Don't set up or tear down your own gear in front of the audience. I mean, when it comes to setting up your shit, that's fine if you're able to do it before the audience arrives, but there's nothing worse than seeing a rock band put on a killer show and then have to break character and start packing up all of their shit on stage in front of everyone. It's just embarrassing on that level. It's completely acceptable if you're on a lower level playing at a small venue. I mean, God knows my band's done it 100 times, but seeing these guys do it is just embarrassing, and they should have hired people to do that for them. I know this part may sound bougie, but it's really not. This is some industry standard shit. Aside from that, there's this awkward MC trying to mitigate the empty spaces and dead air with his attempt at crowd work and video game rap songs.
I had the narcotics score. Yeah, I had the narcotics score. Most kids didn't know what the game was, but if they could read, they might know what my name was. Rockets blew up everything except dogs. There were no message boards or blogs. I had the narcotics score for 1 month.
But now you heard the story about how I got caught playing with my shit, but hold that thought before you disrespect JROC. It could happen to you, cause it happened to me.
And then apparently James Rolfe played guest guitar with the robot band that was headlining, but I'm only here for the Viper, bro. And they didn't fail to give me exactly what I came for. A full display of incompetence in a barely passable rock show. This is what I get a kick out of watching Rex Viper for every time. I like the struggle because I know they are never going to hire or listen to anyone who knows more than they do. So it's fun to see the hubris play out on screen. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, have a good rest of your night.